think we have to address the Manchester derby. You can go first. I know you're both itching to talk about it.
It's just... I'm happy to leave Kay with this one.
This could be quite a short podcast, couldn't it, at this rate?
Do you know what? I think the same things that Wayne was mentioning game week 2 or game week 1, whatever, it's just the same. We're seeing the same things. Gaps in midfield. We're just being diced apart. There doesn't seem to be any improvement. No new ideas. Forwards like Shesko aren't getting any service, and it's just the same old story. It doesn't feel like anything's changed since last season. And we had that brief bit of optimism we had after the Arsenal game has all dissipated. I can't see where it goes from here that looks positive. We've got one game a week, and I at this point I'm like, there was this news about midweek friendlies being played in Dubai and Saudi Arabia just to bring in a bit of cash, and I'm just like, yeah, might as well do those because at least we might see the team win. But yeah, morale's totally gone, I think, with myself. I don't know how you feel, Wayne.
Well, we've just watched it. Quite a lot of the lads who we played the game with today, and I don't think anyone can really understand and comprehend what is going on. It's you just said there the optimism after the Arsenal game, which ultimately we lost.
Yeah.
And then to how low it felt after Grimsby, and obviously you get the win against Burnley, and which Man United at home to Burnley should be winning anyway, and then watching the derby today, the one thing you can lose against Manchester City, a good team, so at the Etihad you can lose that game, but I'm watching it, I didn't see a tackle, I didn't see, some, even, when it goes to 2-0, 3-0, I didn't see anyone saying, you know what, I'm not having this, and taking a yellow card or putting a tackle in, and that passion and desire, and it's continuing to at this minute, and listen, I want to be as supportive and as positive as it can be on the manager, on the players, but it's very difficult and to sit here and say, we're seeing a progression, we're seeing how at least we're seeing things which will get results in the near future, but just not seeing none of that, and it's very difficult. And for the fan, there was an image towards the end of the game where I seen the Man United fans leaving. I've never seen that. Well, in my time, I've never seen Man United fans leaving, and you could hear the fans singing Amran's name. But I think that is so powerful that the Man United fans were leaving the game because they knew the game was over, and I think they were very disappointed in what they're seeing. So it's hard to see how it continues.
Wayne, you mentioned there you were watching it with the lads. Just explain exactly who you were watching it with and their thoughts, because I think everyone listening to this will be quite intrigued, because there was a few United legends with you, wasn't there?
Yeah, no, well, there was me, Rio, Vidic, Michael Carrick, and then Macon, Robert Perez, Gilberto Silva, and Bastian Schweinsteiger, Ashley Cole, and we're all watching it, and I asked the question. We all struggle to give how we see Man United play, and if we actually sit down and watch Man United for a 6-game period, what the patterns, what we see in which might improve the team moving forward, and everyone has struggled. And listen, we've all played the game at the highest level with all the players who I've just mentioned, and it's very difficult to see that. So, and me more than anyone, I want to see the club doing well, but it's very difficult to. I think we have to be honest, and the difficulty we have, and I was speaking with Rio yesterday on this, is we want to support the team, we want to support the manager as best we can, but we also have to be honest as well, because the fans are not fools, and we have to give our honest opinion on what we're seeing, and that does put us in uncomfortable positions at times. And Rio was out with the team in Chicago pre-season. Obviously, I go into training ground quite a lot with my children, and it does put us in an uncomfortable position, but we have to be honest in what we're seeing, and frankly, it's just not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, what you said about the patterns of play was I think really important. I think City haven't been off to a flyer recently, and even today you saw certain gaps in their midfield and stuff. But the difference is that they could fall back on certain patterns of play that they know how to do. Whereas, like you said, with this team, it doesn't seem that they even have that. Like they don't
City
know
was
what.
City weren't great at all today. I thought
Yeah,
that's I think it's one of the worst Manchester derbies I've seen for a long time, and Man City played their part in that as well, and but still come out and win the game 3-0. So I think City is still trying to find their feet. Obviously, they've got a few new players and a couple of new coaches in there as well, and playing in maybe a little bit of a different style. Man United, I think, it come up towards the end, 64% possession, in which over the last few years that would have been, you would have said that's no chance against Man City at the Etihad. So City have found a different way, but what's important when you're trying to implement a new style is you win games as well while you're doing that. And unfortunately for Man United, and I think for the manager, it's been just not too far off a year now, and I think it's less than 1 point a game.
yeah. Well, we were 3 points off of top four when he took over.
Yeah, so I think it's less than 1 point a game, which in quite a lot of the Premier League seasons that's relegation for him.
Yeah.
Which it's over nearly a year period. It's hard. It's very difficult at the minute. You know, Kay, as a Man United fan, it's tough to watch and to see. So I will try and defend it to a certain point, but I'm struggling to find the words to do that at the minute.
This is the flattest I've ever sensed you two being after a game. I was kind of desperately hoping to see some green shoots from Manchester United so we could pick up on them. But is that what's frustrating you most, Kay, that Ruben Amorim is welded to how he wants this United side to play and nothing's changing?
Yeah, I think a lot of the fan base aren't optimistic anymore because, like you said, it's just the lack of improvement and seeing the same things over and over again. I think that's the most annoying part of it, and especially when you're seeing players like Shesko. You're meant to play to his strengths. There's not a cross going in that reaches him. He's not getting any sort of service,
But
and
he
the
did put a
same.
lot of crosses in the
Yeah,
box. To be
but
fair,
none, none to him.
well, that's the one positive I will find is he did
He's
put a lot of
found
crosses
one.
in the box. He did put a lot of crosses in the box, and he did get in some really good areas.
What did you make of Shesko, though?
I didn't really have many opportunities and looked a little bit off it. In fairness, fitness wise, but I thought Man United got in some really good areas at times. But again, that's what I was saying. Where I talk about the pattern to play, when you get into good areas, then you look for things. Right, what have you been worked on? If you get in this area, you come back out to. Is it a short set where you can cross first time? You come back out to go back to the other side. You come back out to find a slip ball in behind, and it looked like the crosses were just getting put in there for the sake of it. And then what I will say for any centre forward or Sesko is when that's happening, it's very difficult to time your run and to try and get on the end thing. So, but that was the one positive. Man United did get into really good areas actually.